right, gents. Welcome back to 424 Soccer Talk. Once again, it's my boy Enoch with me, and today we've got a strong lineup. We've got a few things to unpack. We're going to start with the AFCON controversial decision for at least most people to award Morocco the title after the final. Currently, the sitting champions right now is Senegal, but it looks like the AFCON committee has decided to award Morocco the final. Then we're going to shift a little bit to United Bournemouth today. With United trying to secure 3 points after the 4-4 draw the last time around with Bournemouth. And then finally, Arsenal and the chasing pack Man City. So let's get right into it. Hottest topic over the last few days is the AFCON. The decision was made to award Morocco the title after some decisions making and some appeal. So we want to break this down. From what I understand, the issue revolves around the match disruption, and I did watch the match, and effectively the game ended up being completed. However, when a team refuses to continue or walks off the pitch, the general rule is that the opposing team can be awarded the match, but there's some things to really uncover. For FIFA, most of the time, all the teams and different federations follow similar rule where if a team abandons a match without valid justification, it's considered a forfeit. That usually results in a 3-0 loss, possibly disciplinary actions. But the key issue is what the context was. So I'll allow you to jump right in.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think this plays out?
All right, first of all, I don't want to sound like I favor one group over the other, right? I think the AFCON is a great competition and lots of great football to watch. It was a disgrace the way it ended. And for what CAF has come out and done, how they handled it afterwards, I think that's even more of a disgrace. I mean, CAF to me is a joke. I talked about this, right? Not the AFCON itself. CAF, the Confederation of African Football, is a complete joke. You have, the rules are the rules. The rules clearly do specify that if a team leaves the field, I think they say, I don't know if they say the pitch or the grounds or whatever, but it doesn't matter. If you leave the grounds and there's an amount of time that goes and you don't come back, it's a forfeit 3-0. That's part of the CAF rules, right? Everyone talked about Morocco being favored and blah, 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 and all this. The penalty was weak. It doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, what they did to that referee is just left him to hang dry, and the referee took matters in his own hands, which was allow the game to continue, right? Once that has happened and the game continued and it finished, the referee has taken on the matters in his own hand, right? And finalized what he needed to finalize. I think that should have been the end of it. CAF should be applying the rules right away. Someone should be talking to that referee and saying, hey, ref, it's been 5 minutes. These guys have left the field of play. Call it. It's a forfeit. Doesn't matter what happened, but the call is coming from us, CAF, so that the referee's not left to hang dry. They didn't do anything. Obviously, the circumstances with the fans invading the pitch played into it, but at the end of the day, they kind of left his referee to be the decision maker, and he did. He made a decision to let the game play out, and Senegal won. So now they're reversing this. Was the right call to give Morocco and apply the rule of law? Absolutely. But that should have happened in the game, not afterwards. And then the game ended, and they took, 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, to make a decision like this. I just think that's a bit ridiculous, and it's a complete joke. If you let it play out and it's been this long, just leave it alone. Imagine you're a Morocco player. Oh yeah, you won the CAF. You didn't get to celebrate. You didn't get to enjoy the euphoria that us football players experience when we win the game. And they're like, yeah, you won because some court said you won. I think it's...
I guess I should also just clarify this. Under FIFA rules, which most confederations really follow FIFA rules, the referee is responsible. The role of the referee is 1, managing the match, deciding whether to suspend or abandon the game. So if a team walks off, the referee usually can stop the play, attempt to get the teams to return, then abandon the match. But he definitely doesn't decide if the game is forfeit or not. That decision really comes after with disciplinary committee. And I think that's probably where CAF figured they still have the ability to make a decision on the game. But
make the decision right away.
Yes, but the controversy here is the referee can attempt to get the players back into the game, into the field. And he did, and they did return, be it after several minutes. Is there a time limit on when they can come back into the game, or is there a time limit when the referee has to say, hey, you know what, you guys have been out of the field for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, and then here I'm going to declare this game abandoned, and then the decision goes to CAF. And I think that's where the controversy is, because at the end of the day, the ref never in truly abandoned the game. So in the eyes of the world, the game still finished in the eyes of the world, right? If the game has stopped at the time and Morocco, and say Senegal was winning 1-0 and they decided to walk away and he ended the game, I think it would have been a little easier to make that decision, and maybe Morocco would have ended up getting it a lot earlier. I guess that's where, it comes down to how they interpret whatever has happened.
And the rules just say within a reasonable amount of time. What's a reasonable amount of time? If they put a time limit to it, it makes it more black and white. You are gone for 5 minutes, 5 minutes are up, you're done. But when you say reasonable amount of time, that leaves it to interpretation of whoever wants, right? And I think, again, they probably made it vague because they never expected that this situation would ever occur. So they just, some lawyer somewhere drafted this.
Yeah.
But in the end, my take on it, in the end, I felt like part of there's some articles I was reading that it looked like Morocco was strong-arming CAF, right? With, like, you know, and again, I say CAF's a joke because there's known corruption within CAF. There's known people taking bribes, but Morocco was supposed to host the Women's World Cup, or CAF as well, which now happens to be suspended. And something about Morocco, like, there's no reason for them to suspend it except for Morocco going, well, if you don't rule it in our favor, we're just gonna hold this this thing hostage, right? Which is kind of like, to me, you know, like, the game ended. If they're gonna strong arm you, you say, F you, Morocco, like, you don't get it because you're strong arming us. And I think that's kind of where my whole problem is, right? That Morocco right away, I mean, and don't get me started with, like, Morocco. The fans of Senegal invaded the pitch. Moroccan fans also invaded the pitch, yet only Senegalese fans were prosecuted. Some prosecuted for 5 years in jail in Morocco and were held hostage from the minute. I mean, yeah, they created a situation in a different country. However, 5 years for jail time is, to me, very heavy-handed. So Morocco, this whole thing, it's just like a blot. Like, the whole country, the federation, everything, what they've gone through and done through this CAF, the final game, to me, it's kind of like, I don't have respect for them. And they shouldn't be, like, Senegal won. The Senegalese guy has their medals. They have their trophy back in Senegal. They're not going to return that to Morocco. They can make a replica, but if I'm a Senegalese player, I won the game. I got the trophy. There's a picture of me receiving my medal. There's no picture of the other team receiving their medal when the game ended. So I'm the winner. I don't care. Make them on paper the winners.
Yeah.
We all know who won. And I think that's it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think there's definitely a lot of things, and I'm sure CAF must have considered everything, because, I mean, again, some of the things that really determines a forfeit didn't really happen, like, such as, like, if the team refuses to continue playing. They did not refuse to continue playing. They came back and finished the game. They left if they left the field without reason. They had, now, whether that reason is valid or not, like, but by reason, I mean, there was a decision that was made by the referee. The Senegalese players did not agree with it, so they left the field. Listen, we've watched soccer and played soccer for so many years, and we know about when referees make decisions that are not in our favor, and we don't like it. And so that's where, for me, it's a concern. It's like, okay, they made a decision. It was a bad decision. Referees make bad decisions all the time.
No, you can't.
The eyes of the world saw the game, and we know it was a bad decision, but bad decisions, exactly, bad decisions happen all the time. So that was not enough reason to leave.
You could argue this, though, that there was a pitch invasion taking place and they left for their own safety. If I'm a player and there's a pitch invasion happening for my own safety, I don't know what's going to happen when these people get on the pitch, whether they're my own fans or the fans of the opposition. So I left the pitch. I'm just using lawyer lingo, right? That could be counter argument, could be, I left the pitch for my own safety. What is CAF going to do to that? You've seen videos in places, parts of the world where fan invaded a pitch. As a player, I don't know what would happen when the fans invaded the pitch, so I left the pitch. And then we came back when the conditions were safe and we finished the game. Supposedly, Senegal is going to appeal this to sports arbitration, and I believe the sports arbitration is going to look at this stuff and overturn it.
But it's also like there are times when, I mean, you saw that game and the Moroccan, whether it's the ball boys or the people, like part of the
The
people
guy with
standing outside and the teams refusing to give them towels to dry their balls, snatching away towels.
They're stealing the towels. Like, it was just
the
like,
towels.
so
all of that has to come into play when they make this decision. That's on sportsman. You can't. I hope they weighed it all, but at the end of the day, I am definitely with Senegal appealing the decision because I think the game was ended. I think they left the field without like a real justification because bad decisions do happen. But they came back, they finished the game, and they won it fair and square. As a matter of fact, Morocco had the chance to actually put that game to bed.
Missed a PK.
But they missed a PK. So, so for me, this game is done. It's a little controversial, but
yeah, let's move on from this. Senegal is a champion. Tino, Francois, congratulations. Senegal is the champions.
Yeah, anyways, moving on. Let's talk about real quick about Manchester United Bournemouth. Its last game, it was United were up 2. Bournemouth came back, took the lead. 3-2, United came back, scored 2 goals, were leading 4-3, and Bournemouth tied and could have won the game at the end. On several occasions, actually, with several attempts. Now, it's the reverse fixture. How do you think this one plays out? Do you think United have kind of hit like a comfortable stride where they've learned to manage games and just play at a very matured pace and they can kind of actually see this one out? What do you think?
Yeah, I think, we got to put it in context, right? The first game versus second game, right? The first game, and Andoni Areola has done a great job with Bournemouth. I thought they were going to be absolutely horrible this year, and they've done pretty well. However, during that game, they also had their best player playing, Antoine Semenyo, who's no longer there. He's at Man City now. So Semenyo, I think, scored 2 goals during that game.
Yep.
And he's no longer.
I think he scored 1.
Was it 1 and he got an assist? One and got an assist or something, right? Like he impacted the match for Bournemouth, and now he's not there, right? So I think Bournemouth is missing Semenyo. I've watched the last few games that they've played. He's doing pretty well, going up the flanks. They don't have Tyler Adams right now because he's injured, so I think that's another problem concern in their midfield. So I don't know how Bournemouth is really, like, United seems very strong. If they play the way they've been playing, I think United easily wins this game, but then it's the Premier League, you never know. It could be a draw, but I think just based on the context in which the game is now being played, the second leg, Bournemouth missing their best player because they sold him to Man City, I think it gives United a big edge.
Yeah. And United coming off a very strong victory over Aston Villa, which was the test a lot of people were saying. Villa is a good team. They've been a shadow of themselves over the last, I want to say, 8-9 weeks. But they're a good team. They have good players. But I think United really controlled that game. And for a moment, it looked like they would lose it. But again, like after that game, you think coming into a Bournemouth team who have been in and around, they always hang on to the last minute. So it's not going to be cut and dry for United. But I think with their ability to score goals all the way to the end of the game, control midfield, and some type of stability in defense, I think they could see this game out. So
and your previous formation, which was set up more for attacking, right? The Bruno, what's his name? Forgetting your old manager's name now. What's your old manager's name? No, your old manager.
Ruben
Amorim, not Bruno. Ruben Amorim's system, which was more attacking with 3 guys at the back, exposed you guys to a lot of counterattacks that United just couldn't control because you get overran in the midfield and they were through. And I think Bournemouth is a team that plays counter, use their flanks really well. Where now you're playing 4-4-2, I see the flanks kind of being negated a little bit.
Yeah.
And because of that, and then you have Sesko. I hope he starts because I think he in a game like this, it could be a good hold up person at the top.
Yeah.
And you have this big backs for Bournemouth, and he can actually like hold them back. So because of that, I can see the game outcome being a bit different. If United plays the way they played last game, I think.
What do you think the biggest risk is for United?
The biggest risk for United is getting beat down the flanks. If you're outside backs, I think it's probably going to be Diallo and Luke Shaw, right? Today, if they just get overran, and Bournemouth is a team that counters and gets you down the flank and gets the ball into the box. So if the game gets scrappy and Bournemouth is able to kind of just beat your 2 outside backs and get the ball in the box, they got great attackers that can finish. Evan Nilsson can finish headers, ball. So if you let them play their style, that's a risk, right? If you stifle them and don't let Senesi and what's the other guy on the left? Forget his name. If you don't let them get up there and get their services into the box, I think you'll be fine. In the midfield side, I think United, Kobe Mino, Casemiro can own the midfield, so I don't think you really have a risk there. The biggest risk, I think, is like your two outside backs.
Okay, yeah, I think United have they're strong in every position right now in terms of comparing them to Bournemouth. So I'll give them the edge, but we'll get to predictions at the end. I mean, I see United once again, it's always about controlled chaos. They have to be able to control the chaos of the other team. It's something they've learned. They didn't control it for 10 minutes in the Aston Villa game. Villa scored. They didn't control it throughout the game against Bournemouth the last game, and obviously the game ended in a 4-4 draw. So I think their ability to just control that a bit puts them over the top for this one. Now, I know I mentioned Arsenal at the beginning, but they have a bye week, I believe.
Oh no, we're not playing Premier League. We're playing the Carabao Cup finals with Man
You're
City.
playing the Carabao Cup final, exactly. First trophy in the bag?
I hope so. I mean, it's a final, right? Finals are whoever plays the hardest wins the final. No,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how your form is anywhere. If you show up and you play well and attack Man City, I believe Arsenal can win it. I think Man City, James Trafford's going to be playing in goal, which is kind of a liability, I think. I mean, for them. Defensively, they're pretty weak right now. Haaland scored a goal. We'll see what kind of Haaland shows up at the Carabao Cup. But it's a final. I think at the final, everybody's going to go to win that trophy. I believe Arsenal has the edge just because of team rotation. Madueke is going to come in and, he's going to rotate it a little bit than the Champions League game that we saw. And I think, they have the edge of the players. But I think the back four probably going to stay the same from the last game, which gives us a bit of a defensive stability. And then Rice is going to play. Poor Rice plays every game, but he needs to win trophies, right? So we can have Rice and Zubi there.
So do you think Arsenal played their strongest lineup? I know you just mentioned Madueke. Is Madueke coming in for Saka? Is he the strongest lineup?
I think he comes in and does the job. Okay. Madueke gets balls in the box, and you're gonna have probably Trossard on the left because he just came back, and Martinelli probably be ready for the next game. So I think Madueke comes in and does the job, and he has to start in the middle, and then we have the kid, right? The kid's probably gonna come in and play. Saka's gonna play, but I don't know. I think with this Manchester City, they're gonna play Saka the way they normally do, which is try to stop him from cutting in and shooting, and where Madueke, he doesn't care if he plays on the right flank, he's coming in. So I would say I hope Madueke starts on the right flank because it will give us a lot of balls in the box and chances to score. And Havertz is back, Gyökeres is there, so yeah, I think Arsenal has the edge. I think we're gonna get the first trophy.
It's now one trophy in the bag, three more to go.
Yeah,
3 more to go. Wow, what a season it would be for Arsenal to get four trophies. I mean, they're looking good in Champions League. Obviously, there's a lot of strong teams in Champions League, but the one thing that Arsenal has done really well this season, obviously, is be solid in defense, and that kind of gives you a very strong platform to win games, right? Like they've got set pieces to always rely on, but they've also been solid in defense as a team. Like, there's been a team unit defending. So yeah, I'll give the edge to them, but again, predictions to come at the end. Man City, on the other hand, though, you have to kind of respect it's a Pep Guardiola team. Now, they still have the firepower in offense. I don't trust their defense to be solid enough to keep a clean sheet or even keep Arsenal from scoring 2 goals to give themselves a chance. So that is, I think, where their difficulties. Their defense has been very weak. Unless Donnarumma shows up.
Well, he's not playing. Donnarumma's not playing. It's James Trafford playing.
Wow. Okay.
So,
why isn't Donnarumma playing? I must have missed something.
I think Trafford's been playing the league games, so he wants to keep him playing, right?
You think Pep is gonna say, "Hey, this is my only chance for a trophy this season. I'm gonna go with my strongest team."
He's playing James Trafford. Came out and said it. So,
wow. Okay.
That's because Trafford's supposedly hasn't been happy that he's not playing, and Pep is like, "Okay, here you go. You're going into the final, right?" I mean, it's Pep. So, he's a good goalkeeper. James Trafford's a young goalkeeper. I think he'll be great in like 2 years from now. He has to leave City, of course, but he's no Donnarumma, right? So we'll see what he has to play the game of his life, because Arsenal has to come out attacking. They can't let City. They can't play the way they played at the Emirates when they first played in the league. Can't do that. You have to go at City and attack them and show them like you are the top dog. If you want to win it, you got to go take it from them, right? And I think that's actually a good thing. It would be one thing to go play the final against, I don't know, Newcastle. They won it last year, whatever. But you want it, go take it from the best.
Yeah.
And I hope the boys are listening. If you want it, take it from the best, and you'd be well respected. If you win the Carabao Cup versus Man City, everybody respects you. You took it from the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, here we are. Let's jump to predictions. Manchester United, Bournemouth. What's your score line?
3-1 United.
Ooh,
you guys gonna let it go in. You're gonna let it go in.
You stole it from me.
Casa's gonna score, Bruno's gonna score, and Sesko's gonna score.
So you're doubling down. I like it. Put your money where your mouth is. I like it.
And I think Senesi gets a goal too from the flank. He's gonna be.
Yo, Senesi.
I have him on my fantasy team, so I need him to score.
Yeah. I like it. That is a very good score prediction because, I just think United just don't have it in them to keep a lot of clean sheets. But you know what? Because I have to be different from you, I can't be on the same bandwagon as you. I have to pick a different scoreline.
Okay.
So I'm going for a 2-0 win for United.
Okay, clean sheet.
I'm going for a 2-0 win. I have to be different from you.
Fair enough.
Come on now. What are people going to think when they watch this and they say, hey, he just copied his friend? Like, come on now. I know sometimes people think we look alike, but
you can
we don't
copy.
have to pretend.
I used to give you my ID in college, so just say,
That is true. We had a professor that used to think we looked alike for the entire semester.
We didn't even have to show up in class. I think we could have just had one person show up and he would have been fine with it.
Which is crazy. For an entire semester, he thought we were the same person. That's hilarious. So anyway, and for the final, Man City Arsenal. What's your scoreline?
I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0 Arsenal. Yeah, that's a good scoreline too. I should go first next time because you're just out here picking good scorelines and I'm here left with nothing.
I'm just thinking analytical, right? Like if Arsenal plays their game defensively, they don't let any goals in, they can get 2 goals. And against Man City, which they're capable of, then 2-0 will be the it.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I think I'm gonna go.
You can copy me, Kenny. It's okay. You can say 2-0.
No. I'm never. Stop it. No, hell no. I'm not copying you. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. I think the fighting spirit of Man City are going to show up, and I think they already know that this might be their only chance to get any silverware this season. So I think they will fight as hard as they can to make sure they get something out of the game. So I expect to see something different from Pep because I think the league just knows how he plays now. So he's gonna have to try to be inventive once again. Those are the scorelines from us here, guys. Anyways, hey, I think that's it from us today on today's episode. Let us know your thoughts on the AFCON decision and your predictions for the United game and the Man City versus Arsenal final for the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, and Chelsea, what were you doing during the Champions League? I'm in.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later in the week. Stay tuned. As you can tell, we've got more to cover. All right. See you guys after the game.